let's talk about what causes stress between a leader and an employee. To find the answer, let's map out some of the main causes behind this. And this is my favorite method to dig deeper into some of the root causes behind the symptom itself. And speaking of symptoms, let's consider this one for instance. 75% of people in a survey conducted by McKinsey and Company said that the most stressful aspect of their job was their manager. If the employees are less stressed with their leaders, they can feel better about giving their best performances, right? So what causes this stress to occur between an employee and their managers? And the first factor behind this symptom is lack of communication between both parties. So we all know that communication is important in any relationship, but especially since we are talking about the role of a leader and their employees, a lack of communication can also be detrimental in this relationship. And one of the reasons behind it is because many managers may assume that an employee will raise their hand if they needed help. And employees wait for their managers to initiate the conversation. And that creates a loop of miscommunication in the first place. And also, since a lot of employees prefer to let the manager dictate the conversation, they are assuming that their chance will come when they can ask their specific questions or concerns when their managers have the time. Which isn't necessarily a good thing because instead of waiting, one party has to start the conversation or rather take the initiative without making false assumptions about the other. So that was the first factor. Now, factor number two is unclear expectations between the manager or the leader and their team members or the employees. So if you think about it, as a leader, if you paint the right expectations with your employees, then your employees will deliver or even exceed on those expectations. But if they are left hanging on or guessing on what to deliver, then there's more stress on their part to kind of figure it out. So why is that? And that's because leaders are partly responsible for this. And those who fail to paint the picture on how their employees' role connect with how the company will succeed, then they will find their employees struggling to give their best effort. And also, employees are partly to blame for it as well. See, employees who fail to manage upwards, or in other words, if they cannot relay information to their managers and own their responsibilities, then they will eventually miss an opportunity to be more creative, and managers will not help them perform better at their jobs. So managing upwards is very important with your leaders as an employee, making it easier for your managers to manage you. Now let's talk about the final factor and its root causes of why employees feel stressed about the relationship with their leaders. And it is because of a lack of effort to build trust and a working understanding of each other. So why is that? And that is because, like any relationship, mutual understanding or building mutual trust is a two-way street. A lack of effort from either party tends to break the bond. So someone needs to step up and work on building a true relationship that builds on the confidence of both of them. So if the relationship between an employee and a manager is good, then leaders can better help the employees to grow professionally and even help them achieve success over the long term. And finally, managers who don't trust their employees to do the right thing eventually lead to more frustration for the employees in the long term. So the idea is the same here as well. The role of the manager or the leader is to uplift and upskill their team members so that the company can achieve greater success. But many managers prefer to micromanage and disrupt the creative process and even hijack some of the good work that their employees are doing. So managers must learn to trust their employees to do the right thing if they are hungry for collective success. And this is what the big picture map looks like. So feel free to take a screenshot. And here is my one question to you. What do you think will fix these 6 root causes? Share your thoughts by leaving a comment below. Now, if you want to see more videos like this, help me by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and sharing this with a friend. I will see you in the next problem solving exercise.